What's going on, Eagles fans? The combine has started for D linemen and linebackers. We'll get into some conversations about that a little later on. I'm gonna, look at see who I didn't see. Some of the guys I did see. It looks very athletic on the D line. I would like to see what it looks like for linebacker. Just because I'm curious. Um, and we got a couple of hits we're gonna get onto. Today we're gonna talk about the guys in which I believe the Eagles probably should part ways with, either to get a little capital, um, get something out of it, or just to kind of free up some cap space. The guys in which I'm telling you here got some extensions, some contract extensions, and they're getting big money, man. Uh, so let's get into it, man. Look, number one, I think I talked about it in a previous video where I said that Big Play Slay is 34 now. He's got one more year on the contract. Um, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a big hit of us losing Big Slay because we got cornerbacks to kind of come in there and fill the role up. I think from the previous video, it seemed as if he's expecting to be released. He has guaranteed money, so he'd be fine. So uh, I think Slay feels like he's probably gonna get released. I guess depending on the contract talks they had, he probably feeling as if this might be it. This is the last year. I honestly will be surprised if he does play for us next year, but we'll see. Um, on the somebody behind him is James Bradbury. I think everybody remembers James Bradbury. At one point, his name was James Burntberry. Because um, they just throw right at him. That's right, right at him. He had 1 year where, for us, he was very stout, and we went to the Super Bowl because of it. He had the late holding call, in which he said yes, he was holding. And the year after that, everybody picked on him. We paid him a gang of money after that Super Bowl. We paid him so much money after that Super Bowl. Um, he didn't even play this year. Nobody is going to trade for him, so nobody's going to take that contract off our books. I feel like we're eating that money. Uh, James Bradbury is making a killing, man. He should go to jail. He should go to jail for how much money he's stealing from the Philadelphia Eagles, man. He probably don't see it that way, and it's all James Bradbury. But if in some fantasy world we were able to get rid of James Bradbury, trade him, get a draft pick or something for him, it'll be so good, man. I'm telling you, man. That's like a Christmas gift. I doubt it though. He hadn't played. He moved to safety, um, and he playing backup safety. He's like he might be the fifth. I mean, the fifth to sixth safety in the depth chart. So we got to get down pretty bad to put Bradbury in. Also, we have Bryce Huff. Now with Bryce Huff, there's a little. We can keep Bryce Huff, and he kind of picked it up at the end of the season, like towards the end of the season, he picked it up. He did have a wrist injury, and kind of hindered him as he was getting his steam going. Bryce Huff can be pretty big for our team if he keeps trending like how he was before the wrist injury, and he has to learn to stop the run. And if he can get that part of the game together, man, I'd be happy to keep Bryce Huff. But Anthony DeBoto went on. Anthony DeBoto is a writer for the NFL, and Anthony DeBoto believes that we could shop Bryce Huff in very slim chances. It's very rare, but he feels as if we can shop Bryce Huff to the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons got a defensive coach who Coach Bryce Huff when he had the 10 sacks and a half season for the Jets, and they just picked up that coach. He might lobby to want to get Bryce Huff. If he does, how we can make a throw-in option, like you're getting Bryce Huff and some fries, and we probably can get Bryce Huff for another player. Um, and if we do, if the both think we could probably get a player like Kyle Pitts, which the Atlanta Falcons have really given up on because they moved him to wide receiver. He's no longer playing tight end. I think if he play for us, we'll have him at tight end. And because Dallas Goedert is 30 years of age now, it can be big to the offense because Kyle Pitts is still young. I think he's still playing off a rookie contract, so um, it can be he's 6'6", runs like 4'4". Don't get me going on about Kyle Pitts, man. You know what I'm saying? I brightened up just talking about him, but Kyle Pitts can be a big contributor to to this offense. Moving on, Kenny Pickett. I think Kenny Pickett played in a couple of games, and he had a nice showing, a very nice showing with some of the games that he played in for us. We didn't win the Washington Redskin game, in which Jalen Hurts went out for, but that was kind of a tough goal with Daniel Jones playing at such a high level. He made some really good throws in that game, and he kept us in it, man. He kept us in it. We were shooting it out with him in that game, and he kept us in it. So, and he's also a Super Bowl quarterback now. So, getting something for Kenny Pickett could be very, very big, man, and I think it's something we can actually get done. So, I feel like with with the way with Tanner McKee, we're in a position to lose Kenny Pickett. He has a 4-year contract, $14.1 million. So losing Kenny Pickett, it's not going to give us a lot of cap, but it's not going to give us a lot of cap space back. But we probably can get a couple picks with it. A couple picks is like it's stretching it. We probably can get a pick or so, second or third round pick for him, and potentially make the team a little better with whoever it is that we give Kenny Pickett to. I know a lot of teams are in dire need of quarterbacks, and maybe he'll go back. Well, I don't want him to go back to Pittsburgh. They was in the playoffs. Maybe we can get him to like a Saints team or something like that, and probably get a pretty high pick for Kenny Pickett. Um, Guys, I think that's all I got for you today, man. Just some of the guys we have on for contract are killing our pockets, man. And with a couple of moves here, Harry Roseman will figure it out. A couple of moves here, a couple of moves there. We can have something uh, worth working with this year. We're going to be having the last pick of the draft, so we can't really think that we're going to be getting top notch players at 32. Uh, a lot of teams that don't get top notch players at 32, but we can most definitely move up. If Howie wheels and deals, we can do some good stuff, man. Hey man, that's it. Let's go Birds, man.